Time to reveal the answers for our daily quiz challenge. Relax and enjoy as we give the explanations on a case by case. Question number 1. A 34-year-old woman presents with chronic pelvic pain and infertility. Ultrasound shows enlarged ovary, homogeneous low-level internal echoes, thick walls, no internal vascularity, multiple peripheral follicles. What is the most likely diagnosis? So if we are seeing homogeneous low-level internal echoes, so this is what? A. Hemorrhagic cyst. B. Endometrioma. C. Dermoid cyst. D. Tubal ovarian abscess. So the answer here is an endometrioma. A chocolate cyst is the one that shows homogeneous low-level internal echoes. Question number 2. A pelvic mass demonstrates highly echogenic mural nodule, posterior acoustic shadowing, echogenic lines and dots, fat fluid levels. What is the diagnosis? A. Serous cyst adenoma. B. Dermoid cyst. C. Hemorrhagic cyst. And D. Endometrioma. This is a pelvic mass with a highly echogenic mural nodule that portrays a posterior acoustic shadows with echogenic lines and dots with the fat fluid levels. So this is a dermoid cyst. So the echogenic mural nodule is the rocking task nodule, and the fat fluid levels, now that's the dermoid mesh. So this is the characteristic tip of the iceberg sign that is being explained there. So our correct answer is B, dermoid. Question number 3. A postmenopausal woman has thick irregular endometrium measuring 16 millimeters. It's a postmenopausal woman. Increased vascularity. Endometrial myometrial junction poorly defined. Most likely diagnosis: A. Endometrial hyperplasia. B. Endometrial carcinoma. C. Endometrial polyp. D. Submucosal fibroid. So our keywords there are a thickened endometrium, increased vascularity, then endometrial myometrial junction poorly defined. So this is an invasion, meaning to say that the lesion or the mass is invading the myometrium. So this is in keeping with endometrial carcinoma. That's an endometrial carcinoma. That is the lesion that is got that stubbornness of invading the surrounding tissue so that you can't distinct nicely the endometrium from the myometrium. So our answer is B. Question number 4. A patient presents with severe acute pelvic pain. Ultrasound demonstrates enlarged ovary 9 centimeters, peripheral follicles, minimum venous flow, no arterial flow, and the Whirlpool sign. What is the likely diagnosis? A. Ruptured cyst. B. Ovarian torsion. C. Pelvic inflammatory disease. D. Endometritis. A patient presents with severe acute pelvic pain. Ultrasound demonstrates enlarged ovary 9 centimeters, peripheral follicles, minimum venous flow, no arterial flow, and Whirlpool sign. So the keywords: no arterial flow in the Whirlpool sign. So this is in keeping with ovarian torsion. So the Whirlpool sign is a characteristic sign of ovarian torsion. Question number 5. Ultrasound reveals multiloculated cystic adnexial mass, thick septations, papillary projections, internal vascularity, moderate ascites. What is the most likely diagnosis? Ultrasound reveals multiloculated cystic adnexal mass, thick septations, papillary projections, internal vascularity, moderate ascites. What is the most likely diagnosis? A. Mucinous cystadenoma. B. Serous cystadenoma. C. Epithelial ovarian carcinoma. D. Hydrosalpinx. So if you see an ovarian mass that is multiloculated with the papillary projections and internal vascularity, these are in keeping with cancerous transformation. This is epithelial ovarian carcinoma, which is C. Mucinous cystadenoma is benign. You don't see papillary projections. You don't see internal vascularity. Also, serous cystadenoma is benign, so it's fluid contained in the cyst, and then the hydrosalpinx. Now that's the fluid collection in the fallopian tubes. Question number 6. A patient presents with heavy menstrual bleeding. Ultrasound demonstrates globular uterus, heterogeneous myometrium, fan-shaped shadowing, myometrial cyst, thickened junctional zone. What's the diagnosis? A. Fibroids. B. Adenomyosis. C. Endometrial polyp. D. Leiomyosarcoma. A patient presents with heavy menstrual bleeding. Ultrasound demonstrates globular uterus, heterogeneous myometrium, fan-shaped shadowing, myometrial cyst, and thickened junctional zone. So the globular structured uterus with the heterogeneous myometrium and the fan-shaped shadowing, which we call the Venetian blinds, is a characteristics of adenomyosis. So this is diffuse or global adenomyosis. So with adenomyosis, that's where you see that the myometrial junction is a thickened junctional zone, and then you've got myometrial cyst. So this is in keeping with adenomyosis. Question number 7. Ultrasound demonstrates a tubular cystic structure with incomplete septa, waist sign, the cogwheel appearance, and no internal vascularity. What's the diagnosis? A. Paraovarian cyst. B. Hydrosalpinx. C. Ovarian cyst. And D. Pyosalpinx. So the incomplete septa with the waist sign and the cogwheel appearance is in keeping with hydrosalpinx. So hydrosalpinx is that's morphology on ultrasound, incomplete septa, waist sign, cogwheel appearance, no internal vascularity. Question number 8. A first trimester pregnancy has empty uterus, adnexial gestational sac, live embryo with cardiac activity, moderate free fluid in the pelvis. A first trimester pregnant woman has empty uterus, adnexial gestational sac, live embryo with cardiac activity, moderate free pelvic fluid. What is the diagnosis? A. Pregnancy of unknown location. B. Heterotopic pregnancy. C. Tubal ectopic pregnancy. D. Corpus luteum. Empty uterus, adnexial gestational sac, live embryo with cardiac activity, moderate free fluid in the pelvic region. So the answer is tubal ectopic pregnancy. A heterotopic pregnancy is a pregnancy where there's coexistence of a normal intrauterine pregnancy and an ectopic pregnancy. So in this case, our uterus is empty, so it can only be tubal ectopic pregnancy. Question number 9. A large uterine mass demonstrates rapid interval growth, irregular margins, marked central vascularity, areas of necrosis. What is the most likely diagnosis? A. Degenerating fibroid. B. Leiomyoma. C. Leiomyosarcoma. D. Adenomyosis. What are the key words? It's a rapid interval growth of the mass, irregular margins, marked central vascularity, and areas of necrosis. So a rapidly growing mass with central vascularity and areas of necrosis is in keeping with leiomyosarcoma. So that is now a cancer. So a fibroid can transform into a cancer. So when that happens, it's now called a leiomyosarcoma. So the correct answer for this question is a leiomyosarcoma. Question number 10, in our last question, a woman undergoing infertility woke up with ultrasound findings of two separate endometrial cavities, deep external fundal cleft above 1 centimeter, widely divergent uterine horns. What is the most likely diagnosis? A. Septate uterus. B. Arcuate uterus. C. Biconate uterus. D. Diadeus uterus. So the main keywords here are two separate endometrial cavities, deep external fundal cleft above 1 centimeter. So there is a deep fundal cleft above 1 centimeter. So this is consistent with a biconate uterus. That's a biconate uterus. Ladies and gentlemen, this marks the end of our expert quiz daily challenge answer and explanation discussion. I hope you are doing very well. Let's meet again tomorrow with the second quiz. Then we can tackle that. Then we'll discuss the answers again. I hope learning is gradually taking place. Enjoy the rest of your day. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, share, like, and comment.